TikTok has been the gayest place on the internet for a long time, but now, like, that's my opinion.
This is Shana.
And Kris.
And we are Bad Queers. If you came out of the closet and got put in a box of stereotypes you don't belong to, then welcome to the Bad Queers Club.
All right, this week in Queer Urban Dictionary, I have gender normative. Gender normative is adhering to or reinforcing ideal standards of masculinity or femininity. My sentence is: the toy aisle was criticized for being overly gender normative, with pink products marketed to girls and blue ones to boys.
We like it. All right. My Queer Urban Dictionary word of the week is flit. Flit. Now, I thought this was going to be a lesbian term, and then I realized it wasn't. So flit is a 50s slang term for a gay person that was popularized by the novel Catcher in the Rye. My sentence is that other terms similar to flit include fruit, pansy, fairy, and later on, and circle back to our previous episode, light in the loafers.
Light in the loafers.
Light in the loafers. Sticking around, hanging out. All right, we are going to go ahead to our category it is range, but we're going to start off with the hard story first. So our first category is we're going to praise, pray, tell the Alex Pretti aftermath. Now, we want to give you all a precursor. We're not going to sit on this for too long. We know that the internet has already talked about this in depth. By the time the episode comes out, it will have been a week since all of this happened, and all of the aftermath. There's still going to be more news, more stories, more coverage, and we understand that this is overwhelming. So we are going to high level go over it, and then we're going to keep it pushing.
Yeah. What a January. What a start to the year with things, just horrible things. Every recording we've had to come in here and something big has happened previously. So this past Saturday, which was January 24th, 37-year-old ICU nurse Alex Pretti. Oh, your birthday.
That was a wild day.
Happy birthday after this.
Okay, yeah. First I was like, that was a wild piece of news to have
to drop there, because I was like, oh, your birthday, and I was like, maybe.
I know. I realized that also wasn't my time to say that, but it came out of me, and so
it's okay. And it is your birthday, and happy birthday. Happy belated. Yeah. Thank you. No, totally. Same page.
That was inappropriate.
I also was ready to air horn.
I recognize what I did.
We're both pieces of shit.
I'll point that out.
Yep.
I'm so sorry to everybody listening.
Back to serious news. Well, threw me off completely, but
my bad.
I am off the rails.
I know what it is.
Everybody knows by now what happened in Minneapolis on January 24th with Alex Pretti, who was a 37-year-old ICU nurse who was shot and killed by ICE agents during a federal immigration enforcement operation. Initially, DHS. Yes. Alex Pretti only had a phone out and was coming to the aid of a woman who was shoved down by ICE agents. During the altercation that turned deadly, they pulled a legally registered loaded weapon from him before shooting him multiple times. As they did with Renee Good, they tried immediately to deem that he was a domestic terrorist, that he had come there to massacre the agents, when you saw a gang of like at least 6 agents that were assaulting Pretti before unloading some of them unloading their weapons. And they couldn't do it this time. There was a lot of body camera footage that immediately went online, multiple angles, just like Renee Good. And, this is the first time we've seen it turn so quickly against the administration, against the Republicans and conservatives. Like, they really tried it all of Saturday and some of Sunday. And it's something you can't fight what we all saw. What's becoming clear is that a camera, a phone is also considered a weapon to them because of these things, because of being able to not lie and cover up their atrocities. So yeah, a lot has happened since then, but want to take a second to say rest in peace to Alex Pretti. Pretti, I'm saying his last name wrong. I'm sorry if I am. And his family. He did not go to that protest for that to happen, but he made the ultimate sacrifice and put his life and his body on the line. And this was hard to obviously even just see and view and be scared about how blatant this was, the execution. I mean, now that we're recording on Wednesday, so a lot has happened since. So I'll pause. And what was your initial reaction, and I guess reaction now to things? I mean, I feel like things have moved at kind of light speed to kind of the tables turning, but it's been quite a month and quite a few days, to say the least.
Yeah, for whoever does the work to go back and listen to our 4 episodes each month for the last 5 years, just
Horrible
to see the transition,
January.
because I know that each year we do our recap episodes with Anna Deshawn, and to think of where we start and how each year we're like, when is it going to get better? And it just keeps one-upping itself. And this, to have so much loss of life in such a short amount of time that has been nationally televised and witnessed and internationally aware, because people overseas came across a thread that discussed what they show in the news, and honestly, they title it and caption everything for what it is, unlike how we do in the US. We come up with really light, feathery transition stories that PR teams are having to work double and triple time to figure out how to message this, when each of the angles of footage showed that it was a massacre. There was nothing else that could happen. Even got to the point that Trump so audaciously stated, and he's like, you just can't walk around carrying a gun. You can't just walk around carrying a gun.
They got up on that. That was...
And I said, I know the NRA came in and said, excuse me, sir, that's not the deal. Everybody's yelling, but what about our amendment rights? What about this? We have the
big weekend for the
he's all like, no.
2A folks and White Lives Matter, because hello,
man, they were like, second amendment.
Yeah, but what was funny is that early on Saturday, like, they were saying that with their chest, like, you can't bring a loaded gun to a protest, and it's like, what? Like, and then obviously countless examples. Kyle Rittenhouse obviously being the biggest one, but it's just like, what do you mean? Like, and then it was legally registered. He didn't brandish the weapon at any point. So yeah, like, even the NRA had to come out and they had to kind of both sides it with saying, like, basically, like, slow your roll. These are the rights. But then they were like, basically like agitators and blah, 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 like trying to be like, but, so
he was doing, but no, it's all,
but also, a lot of that.
It's also just an easy highlight. None of these folks should have lost their lives. Alex should never have. Renee never should have. Keith never should have. All of the other names that are not highlighted in the media because they're not listed as our martyrs for this cause right now should never have. The people who are in facilities and detained and are being sent off of U.S. soil should not have to deal with any of this. And this is what they wanted. Yeah. They wanted to put this fear into us. They want us to feel scared. They want us to feel hopeless. They want us to feel like nothing can happen. Even my mom called and she was like, it doesn't feel like these protests are working. I was like, that is the system that is built to do that, Mom. I was like, these protests are working. They are helping.
They're very much working.
Community members are doing a lot of things. And my mom's like, I just don't think it's working. I'm like, that's because you watch the news every day. And that's exactly what they want you to feel. And so with this, it's so frustrating to also still have to sit and fight and be like, wow, Alex's and Renee's GoFundMe's millions of dollars. Keith's barely at 126. It just continues to show the differences and the discrepancies, and everybody can argue these down, but it's just like, remember, at the end of the day, white supremacy still reigns supreme in the U.S., and that's really what it is.
It still reigns supreme. Like, even just the fact of that, and some people will be like, oh, Keith Porter Jr.'s wasn't on tape. Like, people don't, but we all know what would happen if it was. There's going to be a contingency of people who are just going to still believe that maybe he did something wrong. Like, they're just not the assumed innocence that you get when you are white. And even the disparity between Renee Good, who is a queer white woman, versus Alex Pretti, who I don't know what his sexual orientation is at this point, but I bet your bottom dollar if he was queer, we would have known by now, and they would have smeared him. So him being a white cis straight man also is just like, it moves things. We talked about this last year, like whole bunch of shit going on last year. Jimmy Kimmel, not my Jimmy Kimmel. Like everything shifts and moves.
Everything stopped.
Everything stops.
Look what happens when we actually do decide to come together on a key cause. The things turn around. I'm like, if we actually came together like this on this case, we'd be good.
Yeah, it shouldn't take this, but I do want to point out to our non-POC listeners, our white listeners, this is what it always takes. It always, unfortunately, takes violence against you or a white person who's leading the way for this to happen. Like, the only thing that changes white minds are white people. Like, I don't know if y'all have, like, I don't know if y'all are just waiting for Thanksgiving to talk to your family. You should be talking to them all year long. But there's only so much we can do. We've shown people, we have told people, we have warned folks. Obviously, even with this 2016 stuff that came out, like, you see all the stuff where people were warning you exactly what was going to happen with Trump for both presidencies, but one ever
Kamala broke it all down.
Kamala
broke it all down. And somebody went back to point out that Kamala didn't make up that stuff. It was because she had the intelligence that was given to her. Like, government gives you information. So you have the intelligence and then you have to make a decision. She had the intelligence to be able to share exactly what the plan was. And now look at it. She's over here probably sitting quiet and just like, check off the next list, check off the next list.
Yeah. And it's like such an unfortunate I told you so. Like, she can't even talk her shit. Like, she said I told you so like one time last year, and people were like, oh, shut the fuck up and everything. And it's just like, I mean, she can't sit there and be like, I told you so. Like, it just,
one day her I told you so is just going to be her and Hillary sitting in a coffee shop.
They
not saying anything, not doing whatever. It's just going to be them sitting in a coffee shop, and then Michelle walks in as well. Because Michelle walking in, that would be the fuck you. But the I told you so is just her and Hillary sitting in it because we didn't vote for Hillary and we didn't vote for her. So
yeah,
but we did vote for Hillary. But
they could do a limited series.
And then,
yeah, we did vote for Hillary. We did. Yeah, they could do a limited series podcast or something. Just like. Yeah, 10-year reflection. It's nuts to be so qualified as both of them are, and not without their many faults as well, but like overqualified and certainly a better leader than what we have. But Trump has been innovating in chaos. We talked about it on the pre-show before this. Make sure y'all sign up for our Patreon. But like every week in January, there's been something. We started with Venezuela, Renee Good, Keith Porter, Venezuela. Like it has been something,
it's like all the trans attacks
after another. Renee Good, now this. Like, it is so much. Today he's been threatening Iran. He's been threatening Greenland, as we know. We haven't even talked about Greenland and them being like, did you see that video when that lady was like, no, we don't want $100,000. Like, why would we want to be a part of America, lose all our rights?
Guess what?
They said, we don't even pay for education. We get paid to go to school. And I was just like, my God.
She said, hey, you know what y'all got? God. Selfish rich people. You know what we got? Community.
Free
Thanks
healthcare.
So much.
Exactly. And speaking of community, and to just kind of wrap this up, the protests are working. I think this has been a rallying, like, whatever wake up people needed, as annoying and as frustrating as it is. I'm sorry that it took a loss of life or loss of lives for this to happen. But like, I think we know we don't want this. Like, this is not the America that most of us don't want. And I know that there's some states trying to take extra steps to make sure ICE doesn't even have a foot to stand in their states. But yeah, it's working. And loving our neighbors, putting it on the line for our neighbors, communicating about what's going on. It's going to take everything from everybody. So, stay hopeful. Things are changing. It's still going to get bad. Like, I don't know what next week will bring when we come back in here. My God. But, it's working. And we also to see other states, other people fight. Like, before this happened, the day before, Minneapolis had a general strike, which was the biggest general strike since, it said 80 years. And, the press didn't really report on it like they should have. And they definitely downplayed the number of people who participated. But shit's happening. I saw a general strike being called and planned, and yeah.
Yeah, for Friday.
We got to do that. Yep. Is it Friday? Is it this Friday?
The 30th.
That was quick. Look, that was quick. That was coming up quick. Okay.
I was like, the funny thing, you posted it in your story. That's how I knew.
Is it 30?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Huh. How about it?
How about that?
No, I thought it was in February, but it is the 30th of. Well, if there's a 30th,
hey, there might be one in February too. You never know.
Yeah,
let them continue
quick.
around with.
I don't know why I thought it was like it is the last week of January. I guess I didn't realize this is really the last week of January because I just never thought it would end. So
no, for real.
Well, general strike on the 30th. I mean, y'all won't.
It'll already happen by the time this comes out.
Yeah, I was like, you won't hear this in time.
Hopefully, you participate.
Maybe
watch somebody listening and be like,
"Oh shit!" It came up quick.
Oh shit!
It came up quick. Yeah. I was like, y'all did this in a week. I mean, I guess it has to happen quick. I don't really know the rules. So, anyways, probably will be another one. If you didn't get it, we'll catch the next one. But yeah, it's been quite a month. So, woo! All right, let's go to different news. The category is Kanye apologizes, and I put an asterisk next to apologizes because, well, number one, I'm never calling this man Ye. I think I've said this before. It's always going to be Kanye West. Like, even looking at this and they're like, Ye, and then have Kanye West in parentheses, never calling him Ye.
What they have?
Okay. Never doing it. Kanye West took out an ad in the Wall Street Journal, which was a letter, to apologize to the Jewish and Black communities. Y'all could navigate over and see it if you want to, or you've heard of it now. All you need to know, like the high level thing of it is like he attributed much of his struggles and controversies to his bipolar disorder and neurological damage from the 2002 car accident, saying the injury went undiagnosed for years and contributed to his erratic behavior. His apology was more extensive to the Jewish community on this. Like, he really kind of went into it. He kind of like my badded the Black community, like after all the damage he did. Like, this is even just a 10-year snapshot. Like, if his anti-black mixtape would include Slavery Was a Choice, White Lives Matter shirts, introducing the world to Candace Owens and Nick Fuentes, adding Confederate flags to his merch, and of course his unwavering support of Donald Trump, complete with White House tap dancing. So
that's a solid.
A letter in the Wall Street Journal, which is very funny that he would do with the Wall Street Journal, because it's just like, might as well put it in Forbes. Like, who the fuck is this for? Like, not us, because again, he just kind of like, sorry, Blacks. But it was announced today on the 28th because there was people who were skeptical, people who were like, yeah, let's forgive him, forget him, blah, blah, blah. But today it was announced that he has an album coming out in March and that he signed a record deal with Gamma Records. And yeah, so I think we all know why he apologized. We are clear on that.
When I saw that pop up, I literally was like, what is he about to release? Is this another Adidas drop?
An album.
This going to be, what's it going to be? And when I saw that it was going to be an album, I said, all right, next.
Yeah.
Thank you. Next.
Yeah. So Gamma Records is owned by Larry Jackson, he was like legendary over at Apple Music, building out a lot of the stuff there. Kanye didn't have a record label after all of his controversies. So I thought this was interesting, but Larry Jackson said he brought his Jewish and Black employees together and like basically asked them, like, is this all right? Shit. And I hate when they report stuff like that, because what the fuck are they supposed to say, Larry? Like, I mean, they could say no, but some people like, do you know what the economy looks like right now? Isn't that crazy?
Ever.
He's
like that's like early DEI action.
It is. Hey, talk to them. We're good. Like, it's fine. Like, what do you say to that? Like,
they're over here in the group chat after, like, what the fuck?
What the fuck? Yeah. Like, I don't know what, So anyways, that was a very quick, short-lived thing, because again, that ad came out and it was, again, it being in the Wall Street Journal, I was like, all right, y'all, like, get the fuck out of here. Like, what are we talking about? And then again, if you read through, like, there's a lot of stuff he talks about, and it gets a little bit more specific with his anti-Semitism. And with Black people, he's like, I let y'all down. And I was like, that is not all you did. Like, I was like, it is horrible here. Like, you platformed a lot of horrible people. You brought in a wave of like anti-Blackness and like even like making it okay for Black and POC to be anti-Black. And like, nah, a Wall Street journal ad isn't going to do it. Letter's not going to do it. I know that he does have mental health struggles, and I want to be sympathetic to that. I also want to be sympathetic to, you did a lot of shit over 10 years, bro. Like it's going to take, and he said in the letter, he knows doesn't absolve everything, but it is going to take a lot more, Kanye. Like, and consciously undoing a lot of the shit he did. Like, even the people he did, like, that's an extensive list of things he did in the last 10 years to be anti-Black and anti-Semitic. But, yeah, all right. That's what he did it for. And we know today. I was like, there is an album coming, and there is. So, you know. More Kanye being Kanye.
In brighter news, the story that we would want to see, our next and final category is the Brittney Griner story has been released at Sundance. So currently, Sundance Film Festival is happening out in Utah, and Brittney's story is being featured. So Alex Stapleton is the director, producer, key person that helped to get this story going. But Brittney had mentioned in one of her interviews that this was a story she wanted to tell as soon as she was back on U.S. soil. It's been described as a straightforward, unflashy film that centers Griner and her wife Sherelle as they navigate the arduous months that Griner was detained. It goes back and forth between Griner's legal troubles and giving viewers basic information about Brittney's life for anybody, documentary shit. And it was also timely, as while Brittney was there talking about the documentary, she mentioned that the documentary has plenty to say about ICE actions in Minnesota, stating, "I hope this film can shed some light into what it could be like if we keep letting this happen." She continues, "Right now, we're in a very bad place, especially with everything that's going on in Minnesota and just across our country. I definitely think people will understand a little bit more now and be able to see some comparisons." So I love that she gave the direct tie over into how ICE and what she experienced carried on, because it's the same shit with different wrapping paper. That's all it is. The gift underneath is still the same. I'm glad that she's been able to tell her story. There were some critiques on folks where they were like, wish we could have gone deeper here, or wish it could have been in a different style and stuff. But overall, I feel like Brittney is just such a straightforward, chill person that it makes sense that her documentary operates in that way too. And I'm glad that she had the opportunity to be able to share it, not only through her book, which was such a great detailed description of her experience, and then to be able to come and have this film out at Sundance. So right now it's only being shown at Sundance, and we'll keep an eye out for when it gets released elsewhere. But I got most of this information from The Hollywood Reporter.
Nice. And this is Alex Stapleton did the Diddy Reckoning and How Music Got Free doc. So I'm sure it's probably pretty good. Yeah.
Like once I saw who it was, I was like, okay. Yeah. When I saw the critiques, I was like, this is just something for y'all to be bored with and to say stuff.
And probably a critique more so Brittney Griner, because people still are like, have something. It's like,
they just don't know.
Might be.
They just don't know what to think, how to feel, any of that. And so, but
should be good.
Good for her.
She does. She puts together a good documentary. She also did the Pride series that was on Hulu, and that was done very well.
Yeah. That was a good one.
I trust Alex Stapleton. Not that she can't miss, but
Yeah. And
we'll see.
Another person in this article also said that Brittney's storytelling abilities are very natural.
Oh, okay,
she's just able to bring you in very deeply, which doesn't surprise me because she's one of those players that we really don't hear.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
now it's like lately we get to hear her talk her shit. We get to tell her stories. Yeah. She's on social media doing stuff. I'm like, yes, be all of the things, Brittney. I need it. I need you to be the gentle giant that you are, but also come out here and talk some shit too. So
yeah. All right, we'll look out for that. Okay. Let's move on to our advice segment. Am I a bad queer? If you got something on your mind, don't keep it to yourself. Send your questions to badqueers.com. Hit us up on IG at badqueerspod, or email us at badqueers@badqueers.com. All right, this first one is from Jasmine. Jasmine asks, am I a bad queer if I feel the opposite for a bad queer opinion y'all expressed with the Strap Down podcast? When you mentioned that you'd prefer to be in straight Black spaces than queer white spaces, I am actually the opposite. I'm a nerdy Black queer femme, and I've had I've had bad experiences going into Black straight spaces, but I've never had any issues in white queer spaces. I want to go to more Black parties, but in my area, there aren't any that are queer centered. Is there judgment here, Jasmine? No, there's no judgment there. You go any spot that makes you feel comfortable. Like, my experience has been like better in straight Black queer spaces. Or sorry, straight Black queer spaces. That's what it feels like sometimes, because some of y'all are queer. But some of y'all
on the down low.
It's actually a little
better late low.
There's family in there too. We say straight, but there's family there. I've had great experiences in straight Black spaces. I've had great experiences in white queer spaces. What I prefer in terms of music, which is big for me, and honestly, safety in some ways. Like, I haven't had a bad incident in a Black straight club, but I know many of people who have. So that's, again, this is specific to me. So whatever's been safe for you, whatever feels natural to you, that's fine. What I will say is that there is a difference between just interest. Obviously, we are a expansive people, Black people. You might not like the club scene. And, that gets old. Maybe you would like a Black straight space that would be like, there's meetups about things. Like, I saw my friend is going to a wine and coloring meetup for Black folks, actually in DC.
Love that.
Yeah. So stuff like that. Like, it still has to be things you're interested in, music you're interested in, that you could look into. But yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't be totally closed off to any Black spaces that aren't exclusively queer, but you got to find the right one, and you got to be in the right area too. So I don't know, everybody's experience is so different with that, but you're not a bad queer for that at all.
Yeah, I mean, we all live in large cities, so assuming you may not live in a large city, or your large city might be Phoenix, and that's a whole different, you pick the places, and that's what it is. So
I just didn't. I wasn't ready for the Phoenix shot, like, at all. So it's like, whoa.
Like, I have lived there. Phoenix. Leave me alone.
Somebody listening.
So we said, hey,
throw their AirPods off. Oh God. Oh my God. Did you hear those gunshots? Like, it's just, woo. They didn't see that coming. Me neither.
It was said.
But
so yeah,
is it wrong?
Oh. So like Kris said, you don't necessarily have to go to a party. You can find other fun events. See if there's some meetups. There's always folks. You know what? Hop on lately. Seeing all the people meet up off Threads has been great. Like, can use Threads until they fuck up Threads, because right now it's a very fun place to be, and we're all enjoying it, and it's nice. It's nice right now. So that could be an opportunity. We've mentioned some other places. Event Noir is a great place to look for events. Eventbrite, if you type in the right keywords and things, you'll find the places. There's a lot of different things. So just kind of keep searching. We post about stuff all the time. So if there are things, you can email us back. If you tell us your location, we can keep an eye out. Stuff like that. So, you're not a bad queer for that. I understand that, especially with the comfort level. Like, there are some spaces that if I go into Black straight spaces, I'm like, this isn't most comfortable for me, but it's okay. Like, because we're around the people and we're doing things. So it's okay. Everybody has a different experience and all that. But yeah, it does help living in big cities, because all four of us that was New York, I'm Chicago, Kris is in the Bay. Like, yeah, we can find Black straight and Black queer spaces and go from there, as much as we still want more of them, because we deserve.
We do. And there's just a lot of different kinds of events now. So yeah, there's just different things to get into. Yeah, you don't have to be in a club line and everything.
Like, go to the open mics.
It's not what it is.
Go to a jazz night. Go to a coffee shop.
Black coffee shops, bookstores, book club. Like, there's so many things that you could do that's like Black specific too. That's probably more aligned with your interests though. So yeah, hope that helps. Shout out to Phoenix as well. So.
Didn't mean to do a shot to them, but I'm not wrong.
You're not wrong. You're not. When I went, Scottsdale was, the area, we went to a brunch. So it's skewed. You can't tell.
Once you said Scottsdale and brunch, it's like, well.
Yeah, but it was like, it was way more Black than I thought. But I was like, are these all the people? Like, It's
All
one
of you
those
met
things,
in
like,
one place.
is this where we go? Like, I couldn't tell. I was just visiting, so I don't know.
That was the key thing about Phoenix was like
yeah.
you just had to find the places that we went to so that you
Yeah.
could be like,
Yeah.
there we go. Okay, we are here. That's
Yes.
great. I feel good.
Yeah, I did feel good. And everybody was nice there. So
Yeah.
I was like, oh, look at us. Is this where we go? So yeah. Shout out
Put a little
to
napkin that said
Phoenix, Scottsdale. And Sedona. I went to Sedona. It was a little weird. The people were weird. But
Sedona is a
nice.
different energy. Yeah.
It is.
Beautiful views. Beautiful gowns. Beautiful views. And the people are a bit different out there.
Yeah. Some energy out there. Some stuff out there. Yeah. Yeah. It was like beautiful, but we should go before it gets too dark.
We're like, don't get distracted.
Let's head on back.
Like, did it feel like not it feel like a sundown town? You're like, we gotta get back before.
Yeah. Sundown like magic. Sundown magic town. Like, I don't know what forces.
It's like Sinners.
Could
have been like Sinners out there.
Exactly. That's exactly what it felt like out there. Like, we went there to visit some wineries and stuff with my friends, and we were drinking, and we were just like, we should go. Like, obviously we should go because it was like,
I love
but for
that
real,
in the midst of drinking, y'all stopped and like made a collective decision to say, we gotta head out. We could see how this could go downhill.
This is this is a little different. Yeah. So, and we did have a designated driver, so we were fine. So we were like, let's just get on the road. Like, let's be closer to Phoenix when it gets dark. So, but shout out Sedona, very beautiful, like super beautiful. So, yeah.
All right. Well, our next Am I a Bad Queer comes from Nola. Nola says, am I a bad queer if I muted a bunch of my friends because of their political activism? Every other post is call your reps, show up to protest, rage against the machine. I hope that's how you wrote it because that's how I'm reading it. And honestly, as a Black lesbian, I can only handle so much on a day-to-day. I'm just trying to make it through work, relax, and send my coins to mutual aid when I can. This does make me feel like a bad queer, but I am exhausted. Nola. All right, Nola, homie, friend. It's okay. We are and have been in unprecedented times, but it has really gone up in the last year. So there is only so much that we can consume each time we open up social media, and it's a new unaliving of someone or a new bill that's being pushed in that goes to take away our rights, or Trump saying something stupid, or Nicki Minaj on there. It's coming from all angles, and it's not, I'm sorry I had to bring her up, but she did some stupid shit today. So we had to do that. Had to bring it up. Had to bring it up.
Jesus.
And so, it's coming from all angles when typically it would just be, from one or two lanes, and instead it's every lane and we're converging on each other all at once. So if you have to mute some friends so that you can have peace on your timeline, that is okay. Plus, you're doing what you have the capacity to do. The one thing that I do really like that a lot of activism and coalition and nonprofit type places are doing now are giving kind of like stoplight levels of here is what your capacity is. And it also sets it up in terms of kind of danger, putting yourself at risk level too. So if you're at that low level, the number one thing that they are asking for is donations to mutual aid and making them regular donations. If you're able to say, hey, I donate when I can, and that's what you can do, great, because that's helping somebody down the line. You, as a Black lesbian, are not required to be at the front lines. We're calling the other comrades to go and be at the front lines of this. So do what you have to do to keep your peace. You are not a bad queer for this. You're doing what you have the capacity to do.
Here. I was like, you are contributing, and it's going to look different for everybody. And yeah, like social media can be very heavy with things. So
and make you feel really guilty about stuff too.
Social media is doing a lot. I read an article that said that for the first year in, I don't know how long, in 2025, social media use declined. And I was like, oh, thank God. Nature is healing.
No, because we are finally starting to go back outside. We're going back outside. A little
too much. So, yeah.
Like,
we need to be connected. Joyous. We obviously need it for a lot of things, transparency-wise, and just being able to communicate, even though they're quickly trying to control a lot of the ways that we communicate, but it has to match your energy, and you got to take care of yourself with it. So yeah, you're contributing. You're not a bad queer for this. So no. All right. This last one is from Anonymous. We will call Anonymous Tony. Tony asks, am I a bad queer if I rejoin the apps while still technically in a relationship because things feel like they're ending and I want a backup plan? We haven't had the breakup yet, the breakup talk yet, but I can feel it coming and I'm too old to be starting from scratch on Hinge with no prospects lined up. I'm not trying to be alone in the streets. Anonymous.
He said, I'm too old to be starting from scratch, which means you are at least our age or higher. That's what I'm giving you. So we're going to put that in context.
Tony, there's some overlap that you want in this. Wow. Why don't we let the dust settle? Like, don't you want to break? Don't you want to breathe? Like, that doesn't mean you're just going to be alone in the streets. I don't know why it's so scary to be alone. Like, I don't.
It's fine out here.
It should be fine.
If you're getting out of a relationship,
if you're getting out of a relationship, you should take some time. Like, I don't know what is a good amount of, I mean, everybody's time is going to be different, but like, I think at least a good 3 to 6 of just, let's take a breath, you know, depending on how long your relationship was. But like, yeah. I don't understand why you can't wait to see what happens here. Like the people, you're not going to miss out on anybody, you know, and the people who are out in the streets, like I wouldn't recommend doing this. I just wouldn't recommend it. I think you should either end it with your current person or wait until it ends. Like, I don't understand why you need to like look for somebody now, you know? Like, I don't understand the urgency, like with having, like, you don't want any, like Tony wants full coverage at all times, like always in a relationship. No,
like this is like knowing that you're about to leave the job, but you can't leave the job until you have the new job, so that you don't leave any of your health insurance or anything off for a month. That's what Tony is doing. Tony has made a business decision.
You think the talk, or you feel the talk is coming. Why don't you, if you feel this way, just be proactive about starting to talk. And then you could get to what you need to get to. But like, I don't know, waiting for the talk and using that energy to try to start something with somebody, like, that's not fair to that other person too, because I doubt you be truthful about what's going on with you. And they also don't deserve a version of you that's like still in a relationship or fresh from a relationship and like doing that. Like, it's kind of, yeah, it's like fucked up. Just end it. Or, you know, I don't understand. Or just be alone for a little while. It's not that scary.
If you're too old to be starting from scratch, you're too old to not be just having the conversation.
Yeah. I don't understand.
It's like when people wait to have people break up with them instead of just taking the action themselves.
Still technically in a relationship, technically.
Right.
What does that mean?
But y'all are doing all the things that show you're no longer, and all you have to do is have a conversation, figure out next steps, and be good to go. Like,
yeah,
it's not that hard. But like I said, you know, she's business decision. She's not trying to lose any health insurance as she switches from one relationship to the next. She wants to be sure
no lapse, okay,
going from there. Because honestly, Cobra. Tony, do you realize that you are the red flag? That it needed to be said. You are the red flag. So yeah, you are. You are the bad queer.
I wonder if technically means like they're in a lease and can't break it, or like what is technically in a relationship?
Right, like how much time is left on?
Yeah, what's the percentage? Like if your relationship was dying, is it like under like 30%, 20%? Like where are we at with it? You know,
what is
like she's like, it's gonna die and I'm not gonna charge it. Well, then just break up with the person then. Like it just, I don't understand. With like, it feels like the talk's coming. Like just.
It's like a gut feeling. I'm like, this means you've been in this situation before, because if you're like, I feel it coming, that means you have experienced this before and you know the signs. Yeah. But you haven't gotten a sign to just have a conversation. This is your sign.
Yeah.
Have a conversation, like, go ahead and end it.
Using this person for their home and shelter? Because like, I don't understand the like lapse. Like what?
Absolutely. They have
what's going to happen if you don't, you know what I mean? Like what's going to happen? So
they have
I don't
to.
know. It seems
it has to be that.
Questions. I have questions.
We have a lot of follow-up questions. So
yeah,
but at the end of the day,
there.
Yes, you're a bad queer for getting on Hinge when you're still not out of a relationship. And I hope you're one of Man, I was about to call you out your name. I hope you're one of those people that puts in their description like it's complicated. I hope you're honest.
Yeah.
I hope you're honest about that.
And listen, I would, like, if there was like somebody you just happened to have met in the course of your friendship, because it'd be different if it was like you're talking about somebody specific, but you're talking about like starting the dating process. Like, it's not like there's somebody out there that you've been a friend with that, like, you know, you would like there to be more than, you know, a friendship there that, like, I don't know, like you'll lose, I don't know, miss out on, or you know, but you're like starting from scratch, and I don't understand why you can't just like be alone and start from scratch. Like, why do you have to do this while in a relationship? Unless you need them for shelter, which might be the case. So
There's a lot
I
of
don't
people
know.
who do that.
There are a lot of people who do that. You know, this sounds very, very interesting. There's nothing scary about being alone. I don't get it. Okay, well, that is it for this week's Am I a Bad Queer? Send your questions to badqueers.com. Hit us up on IG at badqueerspod, or email us at badqueers@badqueers.com.
All right, what type of bad queers will we be if we didn't have unpopular queer opinions? My bad queer opinion is calling y'all out, bringing you in. Just need to say that we have way bigger fish to fry. We just barely moved on from bisexual studs. I actually saw a new video last week and I said, no, we're not coming into 2026 with this. Leave it be. And now y'all are trying to tell people that the WLW hashtag, the Willowa, women loving women, is only for lesbians. Now we are trying to gatekeep the WLW. And if we have learned anything, it's just to leave it be. And if the people want to use the WLW, the Willowa, leave it be. We have bigger fish to fry. We are not going through a whole year arguing whether or not WLW, which is one of the newest things, like bisexual studs, I can understand we argued about it because historically, stud has this term, has words. WLW just came around. We put it on there just to show that it's very clear that it's for women who love women. And leave it. And leave it. They're trying to be like, this is for the lesbians. And I'm like, we have other things to talk about. So please let it go, let it be. Don't do this. The WLW conversation is not on the meeting agenda for 2026, and it won't be for all of 2026. It will never make the agenda. We will never have minutes on it. Sit back down.
Shout out to the Strap Down podcast. I'm going to take this from them, but I think this is very CIA coded. Like, this seems very, very much like this was put out there for us to fight. Like, this is not a real thing. This isn't. Like, this is... I didn't even know this was a thing. Thank God I haven't seen it.
Okay.
Thank God.
Saw a couple videos. I said, no, we are not doing this. Leave it be.
Yep.
Not on the meeting minutes, not on the agenda for 2026. Please and thank you.
Yeah. All right. Well, don't have a bad queer opinion, but I do have a community question. Where do we go? Where do we go from here with TikTok? I mean, it is changed ownership. It's U.S. ownership. A lot of very crazy terms, as we thought was going to happen. Suppression already going on.
Super going on. All my videos
super going on. Yeah. I mean, it was immediately, they put the keywords in. They had that preloaded into the program, what keywords they were going to suppress. So yeah, where do we go? Like, you know, I thought of an old friend, an old fling that we could maybe circle the block on. I don't know their capabilities. I actually don't even know their ownership, but Tumblr was the most queer place on the internet until TikTok got here. So maybe Tumblr, we spin the block, just see how it's doing. Maybe just see how Tumblr's doing.
Because Tumblr
not commit to anything.
Still there.
You know, it's still there. It's owned by Automatic, it said, which is a company that owns WordPress. So don't know what's going on over there, but it is still there. And it was the queerest place on the internet. Honestly, Tumblr was it. for the longest. And then, TikTok, obviously, just innovating in the things that you can do and all that. And I know Snapchat was a little gay too, but Tumblr, might I
there's
suggest.
dark places on Snapchat.
There's Snapchat.
There's some dark
Snapchat
places down there. I don't know.
Snapchat has always been
I got in and got out.
Yeah, I could never do Snapchat anything. I am so surprised Snapchat is still there. Snapchat had that wild ass like filter that killed it. That was like a Rihanna abuse filter that someone on their team decided, like craziest meeting how that got through a group of people. Speaking of that, but
multiple people had to approve
multiple people.
Like every time I think about this, and I'm so glad I worked in corporate so that I understand how many people have to make a decision before things roll out.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of people.
That. Someone had to design that.
No one thought approved.
Yeah.
Messaging, coding. There's so much that goes into everything. Like at each step, nobody said anything. They were just like, "Yep, okay."
Seems cool. So anyways, suggesting Tumblr, wondering where we go from here. TikTok has served its purpose and has been such a great queer place for a lot of queer people. Like it's, queer TikTok is so deep. But yeah, where do we go, y'all? Like where are we going?
Who's next? Go.
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah.
Go.
So it'll be interesting. So
yeah. What are your predictions? Where do you think?
I don't know. I have no idea what happens with it. I don't know if there's something waiting in the wings that comes out of nowhere. I mean, Meta has everything pretty much on lock in terms of like I feel like when something happens, they'll just create that version of it. You know what I mean? So like Spill, obviously remember Spill?
Yep.
Like everybody was so excited, and then Threads rolled out, and then Blue Sky as well. So I don't know. It's difficult to tell. Both of them,
well. Both of them
Blue
are
Sky is still going. Spill's still going. But again, like Spill was like, oh yeah, we got, I know it's Black owned, POC owned, but we were just like, once Threads came out, the full suite of things. Like we use Instagram, people still use Facebook. Threads is just right there. They make it easy. So I don't know what happens. I wonder if something comes out. It would be cool to return to some sort of like older technology or simpler times with stuff, but we do need a place to be able to communicate.
Like a Black Planet.
See what happened to
Throwback
or MySpace, or like I said, that's why I had suggested Tumblr, because I felt like that was the
everybody knows coding now. Just think what the MySpace pages would look like.
It'd look crazy. It would look crazy.
Like,
but it has to be something that
features.
can't be acquired. So that's why I don't know where we go, because like it can't be something that could be bought. Like it has to be somebody who owns it that's not going to sell it. Because I mean, again, TikTok will be Twitter soon in terms of like
Oprah. This is your time.
Accounts. Yeah, I don't even know.
Spend your money and let them live.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who to trust anymore. I don't know. I don't even know Oprah. I was about to say, well, Beyonce's a new billionaire. Beyonce could put together an ownership group, but I don't fucking know. I know. It's hard to tell, but we got to go somewhere to be able to talk and everything and not be so monitored and heavily, censored and everything. Yeah. It's sad though,
It is,
because that sucks. Like
they
know what they're doing with it, and it's effective. It's effective in the ways that they do it, because Twitter is a totally different place. It's just full of right-wing, nasty, racist bots. It's full of bots. So I wonder if TikTok's going to be full of AI videos of whatever messaging they want us to have.
Yeah, people have already said that there's a ton of propaganda. There's
on there
a
already.
Bunch of issues.
See?
Like me going and looking at videos, there was a whole day where all of the likes had disappeared. And then I guess they came back, but even if I go and watch certain videos, there's just no sound. There's no things. They're censoring different stuff. So it's just like, all right, well.
To wrap this up,
good while it lasted. I'm more so upset for me, because I was like, I'm finally getting the tools down. Finally got it. Making some cool videos. And then it's like, well.
All this. Yeah.
All this for what?
Yeah. Yeah. I will say that since we're all digital nomads, like we'll just pick up. You just have to be. You got to be ready to go. You got to have a digital go bag. Like that's it. You got to be ready to you got to be ready to cancel an account and go and, be okay with it. Like we can't get close to any of these platforms. The only nefarious just holding on is Meta, because they own so much of what social intrusion. But as soon as we find a safe place, quote unquote, to go, because you would think that the I know they're all somebody's gonna be like, they're the same people or same-ish people, but you would think that the rich billionaire left-leaning folks would fund something that they own that they're not gonna sell, that is like a place for us all to talk, a la what's Trump's thing, Truth Social or something like that, like some shit like that, where it's like theirs, they own it, you can't make it, they're not gonna sell it. But I don't know, this side's not good at a lot of stuff with communication, so that's why I was like, Tumblr, I don't know. That might get bought though. So it has to be something that's not bought, that can't be bought by these same people, like the same 5 people who are friends with Trump. So yeah. Well, TikTok had a run, and people got to make the decision. I see people saying, obviously, they're like moving away from it. Everybody has to make their own decisions. TikTok makes a lot of money for some people. I'm sure they'll come out with something to get people back to make money.
They 100% will. They're just in their initial incentive. Week. Like, I'm like, give it the first quarter. Give it till the end of the first quarter, and then see
Q2
what
definitely
other
by
nonsense
summer
that they do. But the fact that they put in all of those things to observe and watch and do that
was like number one. That's day one. Ooh. They were like, and that's probably what took so long is they knew who they were going to sell it to, but they were like, what do we want to suppress? We want to suppress all, trans content, queer content, black, anti white supremacy content, anything with Palestine, like all of that, Gaza. They had a list of things that they wanted to go to immediately and things that they want to amplify. So I don't know, but where do we go, y'all? And that's the end of my weekend news show on where do we go from here with TikTok. Like, that's what doesn't it feel like that, talking to different people?
It 100% feels like that. Yes.
Saturday morning. Yep, news magazine
all of a
show.
Sudden they put the what was that? What was that show where it was like 60 Minutes? This is like your 60 minute special. Yes.
Yeah. TikTok has been the gayest place on the internet for a long time, but now, like, that's my intro.
No, but for real, that's a great intro.
That's a great intro.
They might call you up, friend.
The Onion would, but
Onion absolutely would.
The Onion would, Where do we go from here? Yeah.
Sign up.
Sucks though. It sucks when we lose it. But we are used to it now. Like, I think we all, I hope, or we're getting used to it, where it's just like, okay, we go somewhere else. Like, so round up the troops. 10 by 10. So find somewhere else.
We will, because there will always be another.
Yeah, there always is. There always is. So see y'all at the next thing. Let us know. Let us know what it is.
We'll see what it is. We'll see what it is.
We'll see what it is. It's gonna be some crazy shit.
Man.
Have you heard of MySpace? Have we?
I'd be like, don't play in my face.
Right. I was like an early engineer.
I'd be like, Tom, you be back?
You mean Tom? Yeah, I know Tom. Yeah. So it's crazy. Yeah, maybe Mackenzie Scott could buy something. Maybe somebody asked Mackenzie Scott to buy something safe. Save it for us. Somebody, I saw the funniest meme. They showed, because they had that stupid Melania documentary that Amazon's doing, and they had like the premiere, and they had, Bezos and his wife there, his new wife, and they were like, I'll tell you who's not going to donate to HBCUs when she divorces him. And it's like, yeah, she is not at all. Like, not a chance. So,
That's facts.
Crazy.
Yep. Yeah, we'll get her to do it.
Yeah. That's our world. Like this, we end every episode now of this hellhole. That's our world. So
yeah, well, we'll go ahead and wrap up the show. But
I'm so scared to record. I'm so scared. I'm so scared to record next week. Like, I don't know what's gonna happen next week. Like, it is. We've made it to February. What is gonna happen?
We are doing our best. That's what's gonna happen. So great stuff all around. Hooray. We're gonna give you shout outs.
And happy birthday. I'm so sorry. Yeah. We got to circle back. Happy belated birthday to you. I hope you had a great birthday weekend despite all of the things happening. But happy birthday to you.
Oh, man. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, friend. Yeah. The weather definitely changed every single plan.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
Every single plan. I was supposed to be in Atlanta. That didn't happen. Dang. We were supposed to go out. That didn't happen. But we did have a delicious dinner, had game night with my friends. The next day we trudged through the snow and went to brunch. So it was still a great
good.
birthday.
I know they still
like,
made it special for you.
Very loved. Friends from a distance sent me wonderful things. Like besties sent me flowers and balloons, and family sent stuff. Like I still felt very loved. Was sad that couldn't do all of the celebrations that would like to, but it was still a wonderful birthday.
That's good. Happy birthday. That sounds like a very mature birthday in the time of winter and a storm. Like, I don't even know how y'all are doing it out there. Like, I honestly, we just stopped and we're like, all right, who has the best all-wheel drive for the cars, and hop in and keep it moving. But it's Chicago. They're pretty quick. As long as you hit a main road, we're okay. Yeah, it's probably fine.
Okay.
Huh.
Yeah,
Jesus.
but the side roads for a couple days, surprisingly, I was like, wait a minute, y'all relaxing on this? Because why am I
much snow did y'all get?
Sliding out of my neighborhood? We got, I don't even know how much we total got, but it was enough that like I had to really pull out my skills and be like, oh yeah, we slipping and sliding down this road until we hit the main road. But I'm very happy that I know how to drive in snow and how to deal with any wheels spinning and doing all of that. So that was a consistent multiple day. Had to do that to get out of my neighborhood, and people would be like, we can't go anywhere. I'm like, that's drivable. Like if it was Virginia, or anywhere, most places on the East Coast, no, you wouldn't have been going anywhere. But Chicago, I was like, this ain't bad. I went to the gym, went to the grocery store, I got gas. Like it was
good for you.
I was cold, but it was fine. I was like, man, I feel like a true Chicagoan. Just being like, it's not that bad. Let me put on my Timbs and my little moo coat that comes down to my ankles, and we're good to go.
And did it. Wow. God bless you, because that all sounds nuts over there. I called my friend the other day who lives in Maryland, and he was like out of breath and everything. And he was like, he's shoveling snow and everything. And I was just like, I can't even understand like what, and he's like, yeah, we got like, it was some crazy amount that DC and them got, but I was just like, oh,
yeah, they got a decent
y'all
amount.
Got it. Y'all got that. So it sounded crazy.
They've been out of school. So. They're only going to school tomorrow and Friday.
That's crazy.
They've been out. But call my mom, because she
do they do the remote stuff? Do they do now remote?
Yeah,
I saw something.
They do. Yeah,
some kind of sucks for kids. I'm glad we got out.
We just were out.
I am glad we've been out, but like, I still remember glad we're out. So college
when like the Snowmageddon happened.
Snowmageddon.
And I went to school in the, like you were at Mason and I was at Shenandoah University. I was in the mountains. Like we had a path from our dorm to the CAF and a second path from the CAF back to our dorm, and that was it. That's all. That was it. The places we were going, and it was because it was up to our waist in snow. And then our friends who had trucks would drive us all around, and we would go sledding and stuff, and that was great and fun. But yeah, we were in our dorm for like 2 weeks, and it wasn't like our teachers could get to us. Like they would email us maybe, but then they were like, most of our teachers were like, no, or they'd be like, work up until this point, do your best, and we'll see you whenever we see you. But us in the dorms for a couple of weeks, man. Yeah, I felt, and I lived with one of my roommate was an RA, and I was just like, she was like, I give up. And I said, yeah, that's fair. There's nothing else to really do. Yeah. At all. We would go to the CAF, come back, and then text each other to go to the CAF, come back. We played games, we drank, we made up stuff heavily, we did stupid shit. It was great. Heavily. Such a great time.
So y'all had it worse because y'all were that far out. Like we were probably sidelined for certainly a week because it was like a back-to-back storm. It stormed, and then it did like it was a day or so, and then another storm, so it was like a double whammy. But yeah, like that's all we did all day was drink, sled. I had a friend that got a concussion from sledding. That's when we were like, oh, okay, we should go. And that's it. Like that's all you could do. It was the best of times. We just didn't know how good we had it. Like we just didn't.
Truly,
we did not.
Truly.
We had it.
Now
really,
it's like we
really
tell
good.
those stories. And I'm like, wow, this is what our parents felt like when they're like, we went uphill both ways and did the stuff. But we were like, no, for real. This is what we were doing. The only thing I was texting you to do was to either go to the CAF or come down and watch a movie. Like that was
all you could do. That's all you could do. And it was like the food places were so limited because it could only get so many people there. So it was like, it was kind of limited. Like I could cook. And during that time was it junior year for me? It had to be senior, junior or senior year for me. Okay, so then
because I was still on campus, so that's how I know sophomore year, and we were in the sophomore dorms. Doing good stuff, so yeah.
See, my dorms were really good then. So upperclassmen, so my dorms were better then. So we had like a kitchenette and a stove. So we had a couple of rooms where people knew how to get busy, you know.
Yeah.
But
it reminds me of like Drumline, where it's like he decided to fry fish in the door.
Yeah, that's so funny. Like, okay, yes, that scene's in my head. But it was the only time we could party, because at least when I was at George Mason, anytime you had a party in the dorms, police got to you
Shut
immediately.
It right down.
What party?
Shut it right down.
Fuck out of here. Like, no party, like, at all. Like, it was crazy. They didn't care who came in, because like when I would go to like Howard, or I had a friend that went to what's that shit in Arlington called? Marymount. They had like the private schools, they would have like curfews and shit like that. We didn't have no curfew or anything like that, but you could not party. Whereas like when I went to Marymount, Howard, you couldn't do it, but my friend at Marymount, like they could have party. Like campus police did not care if you partied your face off, but you did have to leave at a certain time. Like they were like, drink all you want. Whereas Mason,
they were like, but head out.
Yeah, exactly. But leave at 1. But like at Mason, don't you turn your music up too loud and have a congregation of people. They will get to you and tell you, nah. So this was the only time we got to actually party in the dorms, like extensively, because it's like there was no security to. Yeah, it was a great time and all that. We could look. They were like, as soon as they could get to us to stop us, there was no more parties. But we did have a couple of nights of fun.
Yeah.
Thank y'all for going on our little tangent
journey.
I was like, we have not gotten the shout outs, but thank y'all for just hanging out, just hearing us reminisce and all that. Hopefully that was fun for who it was fun for. Some of y'all remember Snowmageddon who were in the DMV or just in the general area during those years. But good times. Wonderful times.
Yes.
Beautiful gowns.
Yes. When January was actually like a nice month.
Yeah. Long ago. Obama administration, it was such a different world.
It was beautiful.
The world was ahead of us. All of it.
Beautiful. Just beautiful. Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah. Wow. All right. Well, okay. Let's actually do our shout outs, because we would never leave you without giving shout outs to our faves.
One of these times we're going to cry telling these stories.
We can't.
We're going to be like, oh my God, it was so good back then.
We can't. It's just going to be a whole episode of.
We really had it all.
We did.
We really had it all.
My shout out this week goes to Minneapolis Mutual Aid Resource. Local organizations put together a giant list of different community support organizations, food aid, rent relief, so much more on this list. It is a Linktree link that we have in our description, but you go Linktree/Minneapolis MPLS Mutual Aid, and you can find all the ways to support.
Right. My shout out is to Marcus Books, which is located in Oakland. It's the oldest Black-owned independent bookstore in the U.S., founded in 1960 by doctors Julian and Raye Richardson, a cultural cornerstone centering Black stories, history, and community. You can go online and purchase books or request books if they don't have it, but make sure you're buying your books from a Black-owned bookstore or any independent bookstore, but especially Black owned. Follow and support them on IG at marcus.books.
All right, y'all. Well, thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you next week.
Take care.
Can we talk about things? I'm sorry that I'm